The SWAT team
SWAT
comes
team.
in.
Meet a woman, fall in love. This is a year before the SWAT team raid. She said to me, "This is dangerous what you're doing. You know, the Sammy the Bull stuff's gone down. He's been SWAT team raided. The new Mexican Mafia guys, who she knows about, they're all raided. Everyone's getting raided. I'm the last man standing out the bigger entities that people are aware of in that period of time. Yeah, I love you. I tell her, you're right, it is dangerous. I'm going to quit the importation of the XC. I thought I got away with it.
So you did quit the importation?
Yeah, a year before the SWAT team came. I thought the police had to catch you with the drugs. The one thing that the New Mexican Mafia didn't tell me was about the statute of limitations. I learned that the hard way. Statute of limitations in Arizona is such. All it takes is someone from your past within a 7-year period for a drug crime to tell the cops they did a deal with you and they've got a witness. And there was 10 witnesses.
10 witnesses for 10 deals or for one deal?
Not necessarily deals. The main witness was Skinner, who Sammy the Bull's people knocked his teeth out. And the reason he testified against me because as the organization started to crumble, Wildman and Skinner had a beef. Skinner owed money, a lot of money, and he recruited a bouncer of mine to go against me. Those guys started to go against me. And Wildman was deported when he came back, and Skinner, right away, I took Wildman to Skinner's apartment to squash this and scare the living daylights out of Skinner. And when Skinner saw the size of Wildman at his door, that was squashed right away. But a rivalry started between the two of them then, because Skinner was my top sales guy. I'd raised this guy from a dumpster to having a house and everything. This beef started, and Skinner pulled another trick. Wildman's woman was Wild Woman, tough scouser. People more scared of her than Wildman, some of them. And Skinner had this gang of black Southside gangsters come to Wild Woman's house to save her after she'd just been firebombed. A firebomb goes through her window, almost sets fire to her. Then this black gangster crew comes, says, "Look, get in our car with all your pills." It was a total setup by Skinner to jack Wild Woman's pills. Because she's so tough, she says, "I don't know who the F you guys are. I ain't getting in no car." And the pills were already safe somewhere else. Wildman finds out. He ends up back in prison, but he finds out. I pay a deportation lawyer to expedite his release. He gets released, flies back for the 3rd time, I think. He's on the phone to Skinner from the jail saying, "I know what you tried on my woman. I'm coming back to kill you." So Skinner got so scared, thought Wildman was going to kill him. He went to the cops, and that was the main witness against us.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had been out of it for a year, and then the SWAT guys come to get you.
May 16th, 2002. Oh, I would like to say before we go there, I still haven't addressed my inner turmoil. I'm still sneaking off on the weekends to get high with Wildman, leaving my woman at home.
Really?
Yeah, I stopped the invitation, but I couldn't fix my addiction. I couldn't stop it.
Okay. Addiction to what?
All the drugs and the lifestyle.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I had to get high at that weekend. The wolves were howling. As soon as it got near that weekend, the howl of the wolves was so loud. I had to go with the wolf pack. Otherwise, I would go crazy. I felt all that stuff inside me hadn't been addressed. That took years later.
Huh.
So,
what was that, do you think? You wanted to get high and get away from yourself? You wanted to be around people? You wanted to be the man?
I wasn't happy in my own skin. I'm happy in my own skin now. I can go out and dance. I don't even drink. Dance all night long. Ibiza, Paul Van Dyke, Ministry. Close my eyes, just get into the vibe of the music. But I wasn't happy in my own skin. I was a fragile person. Yeah. So, thought I got away with it. Studying Spanish in college, online stock trading. May 16th, 2002. I'm up early doing a stock trade. Bam, 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 bam on the door. 10B, please, we have a warrant. I don't know if it's the cops or what, if someone pretending. Jump up, look out the peephole, it's blacked out. Go to the window. The complex is surrounded by the cops, SWAT team. Go through to the bedroom to my missus. What we're going to do? All right, we better let him in. halfway through the living room, then just boom, door just flies off the hinges. Hands above your heads, don't fucking move, get on the ground now. And in that instant, when you see a SWAT team just open up in front of you with all the guns pointing at you, you know if they even accidentally start shooting, your life is over in a second. So you just drop. Everything goes in slow motion, and then they crush you. But then the detective, who I learned was my nemesis from the police paperwork, when I read the police paperwork, he just hoists me up by the cops. He's like, English Shaun, you're a big name from the rave scene. You know, we've finally got you. Just like really in my face. So I start yelling, I'm exercising my right to remain silent, love. I'm exercising my right to remain silent, love. Shouting to my girlfriend so she won't speak to the cops. I'm only in my boxer shorts. They ended up just grabbing me and throwing me down the stairs at the outside apartment and hustled me off in a police car because they want to interrogate her. Yeah.
Wow, it's quite a day.
Oh yeah, it was just starting.
So what happens next?
We haven't even got to Sheriff Joe Arpaio's jail yet. That's when it really starts. Tempe Police have established this outdoor facility where they're processing all my co-defendants because there's so many of us. I'm in this police car thinking it's just me. Then all of a sudden, all my guys start popping up in this processing center. Cody Bates, rave DJs, smugglers. So I'm starting to grasp a little bit the magnitude, but inside my head is saying, well, there's no drugs in your house. They gotta let you go. I'm clasping onto that. So Tempe Police Department is the first thing. Then they shuttle bus, we're in our handcuffs, over to Sheriff Joe Arpaio's intake. And this is a underground horseshoe-shaped formation. It's called a horseshoe. You cannot see outside. You don't know whether it's night or day. And all the new arrestees are coming in. So as our van's there, all these guys who've just been arrested, who've been tased, who've been beat up by the cops, who've been in fights, who are high, who are homeless. This very agitated line of people, and they see us starting to get out the van. Now, they started to yell at one of our co-defendants, show us your tits, basically. These fellas, like thinking they were funny. And wow, man, his eyebrow goes up, because like we're all in this van, and his woman gets out, and they're yelling at her as well. And wow, man, the police are like, get out the van, one after the other, get out the van, one after the other. Wow, man just stops as he's getting out of the van. And he's got this Vikings beard at this time as well. He just looks, you know, absolutely insane. He just puts holds his Vikings beard up like this, and he yells at all the prisoners, stop talking shit to our women. Otherwise, I'll have any of you in there when I get in there with you in a minute. And they all just completely shut up. Which is, Wild Man's a good guy to get arrested with. Let's put it that way.
Said like only a northerner could, right? Okay, gotcha.
So we go in. First thing is, there's a woman behind a plexiglass screen, and she just starts yelling at you, have you got any lice? Have you got any scabies? Have you got hepatitis C? Have you got AIDS? They're just asking you all these questions. Then the cops, the guards, big drill sergeant guys dressed in black, bald heads. They take your belt, take your shoes, and go through a metal detector, and then you enter the horseshoe. So there's all these cells designed for so many people, but people are in them. They're like, you're like this next to the person next to you on the floor. There's no space whatsoever. And fights are breaking out. There's, 24th Street Bloods versus this Crips and the West Side, and all this fights are breaking out. There's blood on the walls. The guards, like if the fight's breaking out, the guards drag people out, and it looks like a medieval torture device. It's called a restraint chair. It's like this black chair tilted back. They strap you in it and put a hood over your head. People are just like rocking. It's called a spit hood, so you won't spit on anyone. And you're in there for days.